Please don't skip the advertisement for me. Your full commotion watchings motivates me to continue this series. Thank you. Hello, it's me, Dexter. Unit 5, we are going to dealing with 주거. Anyway, what is 주거 means? The single letter means living and living. And Korean definition is staying and living in a certain area, place, or house. I don't know why this textbook used this metaphysical word 주거, but this unit just dealing with house. Maybe you guys are level 5, so this textbook maker want to bombastic, showing off one's intellectual language. House and dwelling is not exactly same, but has common features. Usually people are dwelling in the house. So yeah, in a certain situations, Korean also use 주거. But in this unit, just dealing with the house. So, if you are going to introduce your country's house, what or which aspect do you want to introduce to the immigrants? Well, it depends on person's opinion, but this textbook deals with first, house type classification. Second is changing trend in selecting house. The third, how to contract, like how to buy or how to rent a house. And the last one is Koreans' common criteria in selecting one's house. So let's deal with the house. Are you ready? So before we start the unit 5, let's quickly check with the key point of this unit, dwelling. So first blank, 한국인들이 살고 있는 주택은 크게 나누다 is share or separate, but in here I want to say common types of houses, of course in Korea, are divided by 단독주택 and 공동주택. So 단독 is a single, it means the single landowner, single owner. And 공동 is shared, it means more than one. So 공동주택 is multiple landlord or multiple owner. So generally we can separate, classify, divide by two. First, 단독주택, second, 공동주택. And 단독주택 in the single landlord, 단독주택 means just usual house to the Western persons, usual house or multiple family houses and so on. And 공동주택 means also multiple families. It means the multiple family houses and multi-houses and apartments. So here, the representative of the type is 공동주택 is apartment and 단독주택 is multiple family houses. It is 다가구 주택. And the third one, 공동주택에 살고 있는 가구 수가 많아지면서 there is an increasing floor noisy. It is 층간 소음. So 층 is floor, like 1층, 2층, 3층. 층, and 간 is between. So between floor, there is a noisy matter. So there is increasing floor noisy conflict between neighbors in 공동주택 because many families are living in the one houses. So yeah, 층간 소음 is also serious matter now in Korean society. So second key point is how and where you could get the house in Korea. Just going to real estate, 부동산. So let's check it together. So number 1, house buy is sorted by 자가. 자가 means my own house. It means you buy it, you bought it totally. And second one is 전세. It is only special feature in Korea. So lease by deposit without monthly pay. That is just theoretically it is. And 월세 is monthly pay. So 전세 is a special feature in the Korea only. Right? And second one, when you want to buy or lease or monthly pay the house, when you want to get a house, whether buy or rent, you need to go to 부동산 중개업소. It is real estate and where you could contract to and get some information about the houses. And the third one, the important criteria which Koreans value the most when they selecting the house is convenient 교통. In the previous lesson, 교통 means transportation. But in here, also transportation, but also traffic. So, 교통 and educational environment and clean surrounding and convenient facility. So, those things I translate. So, in here, rather than translate literally, I translation freely. It means make a liberal translation to you guys to understand it. So some of you already know that my English translation is just slightly different from what the literal translation. But in here, I want to check you guys understand your background knowledge. So based on this key point, let's deal with the Unit 5 together. Again, if you understand the concept or vocabulary in the key point, you'd better study only key point section. But if you have any difficulty in understanding vocabulary or paragraph or sentences, you'd better study with me step by step. So this Unit 5, we are dealing with the two part. So first part is 한국인이 많이 살고 있는 집의 형태는 무엇일까? So also, my liberal translation is common types of house in Korea. So literal translation is Koreans many living house type. So which types of houses are Koreans living the most? So it means the preferred house type. So first we are going to deal with the types of house, and there is changing, shifting trend in living culture. And the second criteria is getting or contracting to house in Korea. So first thing is house contracting types and where, how to get a contract. And second thing is standard or criteria in selecting houses. And cultural note is a moving culture in other countries. So shall we start? So first one is which type of houses do Koreans living the most? I mean, common type of houses in Korea? Of course, apartment. Maybe not because Korea has so many people, but just for example, to me, I have been living in the only apartment, but I'm not the representative of Korea. So what do you think about it? What is the most common type of houses in Korea? So I think just the studio. In Konglish, we say one room or apartment, or one room, two room, apartment. That's all in the city life. But if you go to rural side, there will be just traditional house. But in the city, we don't have the house like Western people usually think about it. But also, I have been living in only Busan and Seoul, so maybe other side of Korea, there would be just traditional house. But so anyway, so I think the most common type of the houses are apartments. So let's deal with it together. So before we start, this first thing, they want to classify the house types. So before we jump in to the paragraph, I want to make a concept. I want to distinguish, I want to classify the house type in Korea. So it might be slightly different from your country. And also, I didn't know that about whether there is a classification of the houses. So house, it means we say 주택. So 주택 is classified as two. So one is a 단독 and second one is 공동. So the difference is the number of owner. So 단독 is a single owner and 공동 is usually 공동 means share. It means multiple owners. So in the single owners, there is 일반 주택 and 다가구 주택. So F means family, so multiple family or one family. And also 다가구 주택 means lower than third floor, 3 floors. And multiple owner, there is a 다세대 주택, 연립 주택, apartments. So here is definition, lower than 4th floor, higher than 5 floors. So it is not my personal opinion. It is in this paragraph. So before we jump into paragraph, there is 2 type of houses you need to distinguish. 단독주택 and 공동주택. And 공동주택 is a representative of apartment and 단독주택 is 일반주택 or 다가구주택. So this concept you need to memorize at some point. So let's deal with the paragraph, and here I already translate some vocabulary, so maybe based on your knowledge or based on your preference, you'd better check this vocabulary first and go to here, or let's handle it together step by step. So 집의 형태, 한국인이 거주하는 집의 형태는 so Koreans living houses 크게, broadly, generally 단독주택과 공동주택 등으로 나눌 수 있다. So, 단독주택, 공동주택. 단독주택은 보통 한 가구. Here, 가구 also in the dictionary, first meaning 가구 is furniture, but also another meaning is a family. 가족, 가구 is almost the same. So, 한 가구가 독립적으로 independently 독립적으로 생활할 수 있도록 집을 한 채씩 각각 지은 형태를 말한다. So here 채 is when we counting the house, 집 한 개, maybe possible, but 집 한 채 is more natural Korean. So 단독주택 means usually a single family independently living. 한 채씩 each 지은 형태를 말한다. So, 단독주택에는 여러 가구가 각각의 독립적인 공간을 차지하며 살 수 있도록 지은 다가구 주택도 포함한다. So, yeah, so in the 단독주택, there would be a single family, but also if there are so many rooms and floor, so there could be a multiple family also living in there by paying money. And 다가구 주택은 3층 이하, lower than the third floor 의 building, 건물이며 전체에 대한 소유권, the possession of the building, the whole building of the possession of the whole building은 집주인이 가지고 있고, so there is only one single owner. Even if there are so many families are living in the one houses, the ownership should be one person. 나머지 가구, other families, 거기에 to their 세, it means the taxes or the money or fee, 세를 들어 산다. And the second type, 공동주택은 한 건물에 in a single building 여러 가구, many families, multiple families, 각각 each 독립된 생활을 할 수 있게 만들어진 집의 형태를 말한다. So the example is 다세대 주택, 연립 주택, apartment 등이 있다. So the first thing, 다세대 주택은 다가구 주택과 달리 건물의 부분별로 주인이 다르다. So here again, 공동주택, it means there is more than one owner of the certain building. So like just usual apartment in Korea, every houses, every slot in the apartment has their own ownership, rather than the whole apartment is owned by one single person. So 주인이 다르다. There is a several different owner. 연립주택은 4층 이하, lower than the 4th floor, 4층 이하의 주택으로 종종, usually 지하 1층, 지하 is a basement, 지하 1층에도 주거 공간이 있는 경우가 있다. There would be some cases in the basement. 연립주택은 다세대 주택보다 건물의 총 면적이 더 넓다. So 총 면적 is total broad. 이 더 넓다. 넓다 is broad. apartment는 5층 이상, more than 5 floors, 5th floors, 5층 이상의 공동주택이며 수백 가구에서 수천 가구까지 에서까지 from 100 families or from 100 family to 1,000 family members 대규모, massive로 지어지는 경우가 많다. Yeah, so usually the apartment in Korea there is more than 1,000 families in the area of certain apartment. So again, 가구. The first meaning is furniture. It is okay, but in here, that means the family rather than furniture. So key point here, 한국인들이 살고 있는 주택은 크게 generally 단독주택과 공동주택. So 단독주택과 공동주택으로 나뉜다. So in the 단독주택에는 다가구 주택 is a representative and 공동주택 is apartment is representative examples. And second word is changing or shifting in living cultures. It means preferred living types would be changing, shifting from the past. So, 주거 문화의 변화. 한국의 주거 형태는 빠르게, rapidly changing. So, yeah, Korea's living culture is rapidly changing. 과거에는 in the past 단독주택이 대부분이었으나 in the past there is a single house. The traditional stereotype of houses was common thing. 도시의 인구가 집중되면서 to the city populations are concentrated 집중되다 단독주택보다 공동주택에 살고 있는 가구 수가 많아졌다. So rather than a single house, there is a multiple owner, multiple houses like an apartment에 살고 있는 family members가 increase. Of course, like if you build the apartment in the same place, if you build the tallest apartment, there could be living more than 30 families in the same land. But if you build a single house in a certain place, only one or two, at least 3 families, that's all. So Korea is not that big country, especially in the city where we don't have much territory to live in. So it is a natural thing that there are so many apartments in the Korea. So yeah, my dream also living in the good big apartment rather than living in the houses. So that is a natural result. 가구 수가 많아졌다. 특히 especially 아파트는 대체로 교통이 편리한 곳에 지어지고 so apartments are usually built in the convenient traffic, good traffic area. Usually apartments are being made. Playground, 놀이터, playground, 체력 단련실. Is a 체력 is your house, so it is just a gym. 체력 단련실 등 여러 가지 편의 시설이 갖추어져 있어서 usually the apartment is equipped with the playground and gym. Yeah, that's the reality. 갖추어져 있어서 많은 사람들이 아파트에 사는 것을 선호한다. Many people prefer living in the apartment. Yeah, it means in Korea, if you are living in the apartment, it should have the playground and the gym or something shared facility. But if you are living in the house, yourself do everything. So yeah, I think Koreans prefer to living in the apartment. But however, 층간소음, yeah, the floor noises. 층간소음으로 인해 이웃 간 갈등이 심해지는 경우도 있다. So 이웃 is neighbor. But yeah, there are so many people and living in the different lifestyle, like someone work, and because usually 층간소음 comes from their kids. So if the family has kids, they understand a little bit of noisiness. But the family don't have any kids has maybe difficulty in understanding the noises. But not only kids, but also like shouting out or the music, something like that. So yeah, floor noise, 층간소음 is also serious matter in Korea. So 층간소음으로 인해 이웃 간 between neighbor, there is a severe conflict. 최근에는 nowadays 1인 가구, single person family, or two-person family, usually without kids, or like a lesbian couple or gay couple, something like that. So two family, 1인 가구, 2인 가구가 늘어나면서 so there is an increasing number of 1인 가구, 2인 가구, 원룸. 원룸 is 원룸. 원룸 is a Congolish like a studio. 원룸이나 소형 주택, small houses. Is also small apartment에 대한 수요. 수요 is needs. There is increasing needs for their small houses like a studio or small apartment. 은퇴를 맞아 노년을 준비하는 사람들. But the person who retire or prepare for the elderly life or 쾌적한 자연 환경. 쾌적한 is a pleasant, fresh. So 쾌적한 자연 환경. On the other hand, someone retire or prepare to retire or want living with the nature. 쾌적한 자연 환경에 살기를 원하는 사람들은 대도시 주변. So 대도시 is a metropolitan city. So 대도시 주변. Not in the metropolitan city, but near around the metropolitan city. 대도시 주변에 한적하다 is a tranquil or quiet. 한적한 지역에 전원 주택을 짓고 사는 경우도 있다. So usually the Korean population are concentrated in the center, but some elderly people or not don't like that noisiness. They are living near around the city with making 전원주택. So 전원주택. So what is the meaning of 전원주택? It means country house. Dictionary say country house, but in the single letter it means house with a field and park. So look at here. 전, it is a field. 원, it is a park. And 주택 is house. House with a field. Wow. Furthermore, house with a park. But yeah, to the certain country peoples like are living in the big country, like United States or Canada, yeah, just the field with the house is common type. But in Korea, it's not that common. So the key point is 층간소음. Yeah, it is super important matter. So you need to remember. And I think if I make the question item, I want to ask about what is nowadays problem living in the apartment. So your answer, whatever would be, the key point should be 층간소음, 층간소음, or the smoking matters. So here, good to know section is 공공임대주택. So it is the house or usually apartment cannot possess by one person, but the government lent it for low price in a certain period. Because nowadays the apartment become the value of one's money. So yeah, the apartment or the house's price is super high. So for example, the company man cannot buy his or her house based on one's salary, so the government just lent it for the lower price for a certain period, but there should be no possession of apartment. That is 공공임대주택. So 대도시는 집값이 비싸기 때문에 the house price is super expensive in the metropolitan city. 서민들. So 서민 is just civilian, but the connotation meaning is not rich, but just normal citizen. So 서민 never means something rich person, like a Samsung family. We never describe them as 서민. So 서민 is normal person, at least not rich. So for the 서민, it's difficult to get possess one's house. So government 아파트와 같은 공동주택을 지어 경제적으로 어려운 사람, economically difficult, the citizen에게 사람들이 싼 값에 lower price 집을 사거나 빌릴 수 있도록 한다. So now trend is they can maybe some apartment they could buy in a lower price, but now the Korean government try to rent the apartment for a certain period. But in here, you could buy it or rent it. 기초 생활 수급자 is supporting to basic. It means minimal life. So the government maybe support the amount of the money or something benefit to maintain the minimal life as a human. That is 기초 생활 수급자 등 사회의 보호가 필요한 계층 is a class which are needed the protection from the society. 사회에 필요한 계층을 위한 공공임대주택. The title 뿐만 아니라 대학생, university student, 신혼 부부, just married couple, and 사회 초년생. It means 일을 시작한 지 얼마 되지 않은 사람. So 사회 초년생 means just come to the society after school. It means the social or job beginner 등 젊은 층, young generation을 위한 임대주택. So 임대 is a lease for a certain moment. So usually say 행복, happy apartment, 행복주택, and 소득이 낮은, low income, 독거 노인. It means 노인 is elderly, grandma, grandfather, but 독거 is a single. So a single living elderly 을 위한 임대주택. So 공공 실버 주택. So when we describe the grandmother and grandfather, I'm not sure about the other country, but in Korea we usually say silver. Like a silver town is a town for the elderly. And 다문화 가족, multicultural family, and 한부모 가족, a single parents family를 위한 임대주택 등 다양한 사람들의 주거 안정. So 주거 안정 is residential stability. It means usually lower price of the house. 주거 안정을 지원하고 있다. So Korean government support for the certain classes which needs the economical help because they are economically vulnerable, something like that. So 공공임대주택, yeah, it is good to know. Especially in the 수도권, near around Seoul area, the government made a lot of the 공공임대주택. So second type is getting or contracting to houses in Korea. So first one is house contracting types and how to get a contract. So before we start this paragraph, I prepare some concept map. So let's deal with it quickly. So 동산 is 산 is your value and 동 like 운동. 동 is movement. So 동산 is a moving value like a car. We say 동산 and 부동산. 부 is not, so not moving value, which are houses or mountains, something like that. So representative of the 동산 usually means the car, 동산, moving value, and 부동산, it means not moving value. It is house. So type of house possession, it is 자가, it's your house, you buy it. And second one is 전세, and the third one is 월세. And 전세 is a special feature only in Korea. So 전세 is lent with huge deposit with or without monthly pay. So theoretically, 전세 means just a huge deposit and without any monthly pay. But now there's something changing in there. But the theoretically, 전세 means you don't need to pay monthly money, but put the amount of money, big money at once. It's a deposit. So when you move to other house, you couldn't pay back that deposit. And 월세 is monthly pay with or without small deposit. And the real estate means 부동산 중개업소 or 공인중개사 or 부동산 or 복덕방, something like that. So real estate, the 복덕방 is too much colloquial language, so not in your test, but in the real life situation, like where is real estate? The 복덕방 어디 있어요? Yeah, we use it a lot, but not to you because you are not from the Korea maybe, but to the native Korean person, we use 복덕방 a lot. So 복 is once blessed. 덕 is a virtue. So bless virtue loom. So anyway, the real estate is 부동산 or 부동산 중개업소 is more exact vocabulary, but so 부동산 we use a lot as a real estate. And here 집 주인 is owner and 세입자 someone who pay money to the owner and living in certain place. The tenant, we say 세입자, and deposit, we say 보증금. These are the basic concept to understanding house. So let's do it together. 거주 형태와 집 구하는 방법. Living types, it means the buying type, how you buy or how you rent. Types, 한국에서는 집에 거주하는 형태가 자가, 전세, 월세. My own house, deposit, monthly pay로 can be separated by the three types. 자가는 자기가 소유한 소유 is possess. So 자기가 소유한 집에 살고 있는 것을 말한다. It's once your house. And 전세는 집 주인에게 to the owner 일정한 돈 amount of money를 deposit 보증금으로 맡기고 계약 기간 contract period 계약 기간 동안 집이나 방을 빌려 쓰는 borrowing, renting 쓰는 방식으로 한국에서만 널리 이용된다. Only in Korea, general types. 전세 계약은 보통 2년 단위. So the 전세 contract, usually the period is 2 years. 2년 단위로 하며 집주인, the owner는 세입자가 원하지 않는 한 2년 이내에 계약을 파기할 수 없도록 법률로 규정되어 있다. So the owners, unless the tenant require, so until it means at least 2 years, the owner cannot fire, push away the tenant. So it means the owner cannot break the contract at least 2 years. So it is also 법률로 규정되어 있다. So it is regulated by law. So it is illegal if the owner break the contract before 2 years. It is illegal things. 계약 기간이 끝나고 after finishing the period of the 전세 보증금을 안전하게 돌려받기 위해서는 보증금 deposit safely pay back 이사 전후에 so before to move to one's house or after soon after 이사 전후에 행정복지센터 so 행정복지센터 is a public office에 가서 확정일자 is a concrete date of when the date you enter the house 확정일자를 받아두는 것이 좋다. So just before you move or just soon after you move to certain house, go to 행정복지센터, public office, and just talking about the 확정일자. I came here to get the 확정일자. It is important thing. 시 좋다. And 월세 is monthly pay. 월세는 집주인에게 매달 every month 일정한 돈, amount of money를 give, 주고 집이나 방을 빌려 쓰는 형태이다. The houses or certain room, the renting. 월세의 경우도 even if the monthly pay 어느 정도, a little amount of the deposit을 내야 하는 경우가 많은데 그 금액은 전세에 비해 적다. So yeah, even if the 월세 there is an amount of the deposit, but it is much more smaller than 전세. 최근에는 nowadays 전세와 월세를 혼합화. There is a blending, mixed of 전세 and 월세. 반전세. 반 is half, so half 전세라는 방식, method도 많아지고 있는 there is increasing number of 반전세. 반전세의 보증금은 so deposit of this new trend is smaller than the previous one and much more bigger than monthly pay. So 전세, 월세, in between there is 반전세. So that's the type of how you buy the houses in Korea. And second one, where and how. Where and how to get a new house. So 집을 사거나 to buy or borrowing 전세 또는 월세를 구할 때 부동산 중개 업소. So 업소 is like a shop. 부동산 중개. 중개, it means the delivery. So 부동산 is not moving value. It's usually house. So house delivering company, house delivering shop. It means real estate. And the person, just 공인중개사를 통해 through 공인중개사를 알아보는 것이 안전하다. It is safe. Like it means you don't need to go to real estate. If you are fluent and so many knowledge about the house, you don't need it. It is not the compulsory thing, but you do better. It's a more safe way to take a contract by real estate. 공인중개사 or 부동산 중개업소. 공인중개사. It means a person. It could be a real estate or real estate person. 공인중개사는 집 계약을 할 때 when they contact to the house, 계약자. So 계약자 is contractor. 계약자가 반드시 확인해야 할 사항 등을 대신 확인해주고 대신 is instead. So real estater instead check the compulsory important thing. 계약에 필요한 서류 준비에 도움을 주기 때문에 so 필요한 서류 necessary document을 도움을 주기 때문에 help to prepare the necessary document. 안전하고 편리하게 safely, conveniently 부동산을 거래할 수 있다. Could be trade, safely and conveniently trading the house when you get help by real estate. But it is not also free. So the key point, 한국에서 집에 거주하는 형태는 자가 and 전세. Yeah, it's only special feature in Korea. So usually in the test, they want to ask about whether you understand 전세 or not. So 전세 and 이중 전세. Again, 한국에서만 널리 활용되는 방식이다. 집을 사거나 전세 또는 월세를 구할 때는 공인중개사 or 부동산 중개업소를 통해 알아보고 계약서를 작성하는 것이 safe, 안전하다. So next up is standard or criteria in selecting one's house. So 요즘은 nowadays 이사를 할 때 when you move to the other house or new house 대부분 usually 포장 이사를 이용한다. 포장 이사. It means 포장 is package. So package and put in the box. What others way? Just without box? It might be. I have few experience to move my house. So, but 포장 이사 is usually put things in the box and just move to. So we use 포장 이사를 use it. 어디에서 거주할 것인가와 관련하여 중요하게 여기는 것은 so where to live. The important thing the Korean consider when they move to or selecting new house. The important value is 교통. It's a traffic or transportation. 교육 여건. 여건 is a condition. So 교육 여건 means educational infrastructure. So how about the surrounding of the school, 학원, something like that. And 주거 환경. 환경 is environment, so living environment, and 편의시설 is convenient facility, like a convenience store or the Home Plus, E-Mart, something big supermarket, and the Zim, something like that. So 등이 있다. 출퇴근하기 편한지. So 출근, 퇴근, it means commute. The 출퇴근 is commute, so easy to commute or 다른 지역으로 이동하기 편한지를 고려하는 사람들. The people who consider the convenience move to other area because of the school or because of the company. The person usually 지하철역 주변, near the subway station or 교통이 편리한 곳, convenient traffic, convenient transportation. 을 선호한다. Prefer. So the people who focus more on the transportation or easily move to other area. It is also traffic or transportation. They prefer living near around the subway station or bus stop. It means we say 역세권, 역세권. So 역 is a station, 세권, so area in the station. Usually it is the subway, but in Korea, if there is a subway, there should be bus together. So 역세권 is important keyword, but not in this textbook. And the other person who 자녀 교육을 위한 주변의 여건을 중시하는 사람들은 the person who consider more about the kids' education. 교육시설이 발달해 있는 곳에 집을 구한다. So consider more of kids' education. They want to live in the house near around the good education facility. 현재의 경제적 상황이나 미래의 계획 등을 고려하여 nowadays economic situation or future plan을 considering. So by considering your economic state or future plan, 집을 살 것인지, whether you buy it or 전세나 월세 등으로 borrowing, 빌려 쓸 것인지 등을 살펴보고 자신에게 적합한 fit to oneself의 방식을 선택하는 것이 좋다. So like yeah, if in your whole life we don't know about the future, but at least you esteem, at least you think there would be no more move to others, yeah, it is a good chance to buy house. Whether you have the economically affordable, but like if you don't know about the future job or your economic state is cannot affordable the house, you'd better borrow the house rather than buy. So the important criteria, the first blank is 교통, traffic or transportation. 부동산. Here, usually 부동산 means real estate rather than not moving value. So 부동산 is more commonly we use real estate. So 부동산에 갈 시간이 없다면 if you don't have time to go to real estate because you are super busy or something like that, 온라인으로 알아보세요. Yeah, like a 다방 or neighbor, you can take it. You can see the real estate and how much of certain houses. Take it by online. 거주하거나 구매할 집을 찾고자 할 때 when you find the house to live, 부동산을 직접 방문하지 않고도 you don't need to visit offline 않고도 온라인으로 알아볼 수 있어요. You can look around by online. 부동산 site on the online site 원하는 지역을 선택한 후 지역 is area. The first thing select the you wanted area. 집의 형태, the types of houses like it is apartment or villa or just houses or opistel or 상가. 등 상가 is like a shop, shopping center, shopping mall. And 거래 방식, it means trading, buying, it means renting method. It means also like how you buy. 매매, it means you buy. 전세 월세 is borrowing and 단기 임대 is short-term renting, something like that. And 거래 방식 and 가격대, the price에 따라 검색해 볼 수. You can search, you can sort it out by the 집의 형태, type of house and type of trading and the price. You can sort it out by searching. 다만, but 온라인 사이트에서 매물. So in the online site, 매물 means things which are uploaded to sell. 매물을 보고 부동산을 방문했는데 방문 직전에 거래가 완료됐다고 하면서 다른 매물을 권유하는 경우도 많으므로 주의해야 한다. So yes, there is a certain fake apartment like on the website. Wow, there is a super good houses, but when you go to visit to see, there is already sold out. So I recommend you more better house, but you'd better worry, you'd better care about the fake. 방문 직전에 just sold out, just a minute ago just sold out. So I recommend you more better house, something to you. 다른 매물을 권유, recommend to other things 말로 you should be careful. 또한 계약하기 전에 주택에 문제가 있는지. So also before contacting to the house, 주택에 문제가 있는지. If there is a problem, 계약을 하러 나온 사람이 진짜 집주인 or the owner is the real owner, not the fake owner지 꼭 확인해야 돼. You should check the owner's name. So yeah, it is not that easy as a foreigner to check everything. So yeah, the first usually step is that in the online, you can check it by real estate and then you go to real estate and say, I want to take this, so please help me. It's a more recommendable way to contracting to house rather than just one-to-one direct contract. So last part, the cultural note is 여러 나라의 다양한 이사 문화. Many countries moving cultures. So yeah, If we are level 2 or 3, we are going to deal with the 집들이, right? So like when in the Korea, when your friend or your colleague go to new house or just move to the new house, we say 집들이. So what gift are we bringing? 집들이. So first thing is 휴지 and 세제. So do you know why the Korean bring the 휴지 and 세제? It is your homework. 한국에서는 이사를 하고 나면 after move in Korea 친척이나 친지들을 초대해. 친척 is related family member and 친지 is also same but 지 is already known. So known family or related family member is almost same. So the family member를 invite 초대해 집들이라는 간단한 잔치를 베풀기도 하고. So 잔치 is festival. So just inviting the family member and there is a festival like usually in the long time ago in the past way we just buy the house rather than renting, but nowadays it's a different concept. But in here they want to say there would be a here 간단한, it's a simple festival 하고 예전에는 이사떡 떡 is a rice cake, so 이사떡. So when you move to house we share the rice cake near around the apartment or houses. 이사떡이라고 하여 붉은 팥고물을 묻힌 시루떡 is a rice cake name. 떡을 이웃과 나누어 먹기도 하였다. So there should be a small invitation and share 이사떡 near around the houses. 집들이에 초대받은 사람, someone who being invited to the 집들이, 보통 세제나 화장지를 선물로 사들고 간다. So 세제 is detergent and 화장지 is rolling tissues. That is your homework. And yeah, if I make the question item, I want to ask why. But nowadays, like my generation, I just give some cash or something like that. But traditionally, we bringing the 휴지 or 화장지 and 세제. Why? Already in the KIIP, I handle it. So if you don't know, you should find by yourself. 미국에서는 in the America housewarming 이라고 하여 이사를 하거나 when you move to 집을 새로 지었을 경우 when you build the new house 친구나 가족들 friend family를 초청 so 초대 초청 is the same as invite 하여 파티를 연다. 중국 in the China after you move 폭죽을 터뜨리는 폭죽 is firecracker and the verb is 폭죽을 터뜨리다. It's a collocation. 폭죽을 터뜨리다. 폭죽을 터뜨리는 풍습 tradition. 있다. 짧게는 몇 초. To the short as a single second and 길게는 몇 분. From second to a minute까지 요란한 소리의 요란한 is noisy. 요란한 소리의 폭죽을 터뜨리는데 이는 이웃에게 우리 가족이 이사 왔다고 알리는 의미이다. So this noisiness inform, announce other neighbor that we are just moved to this house. Okay. 또한 나쁜 것들이 요란한 소리를 듣고서 다가오지 못하게 하기 위한 목적도 있다. Also 나쁜 것, bad things 다가오지 못하게 cannot come into. When they hear the noisiness sound, they scurry and move away. Something like that. 중국에도 친구나 다른 가족을 초대하여 집들이 하는 문화가 있다. In the China, they also 집들이 culture. When they move, they invite a friend or family member. 러시아, in the Russia, 고양이가 행운을 가져다주는 존재라고 생각한다. They think the cats are the entity to bring one's luck. 그래서 이사를 하게 되면 when they move, 고양이를 데리고 들어가 they bring the cats or 고양이를 집안에 먼저 들여보내. In advance, before the someone enter the house, they put the cats before 먼저 들여보내 그 집안의 기운을 살펴보기도 한다. So let the cats look around the new house. So maybe if I make the cats an item of this one, what is your country's moving culture, moving habit? Something like that. So think about your own countries. Yeah, so here's the answer of key point. So yeah, our purpose is you could collect the answer without my explanation. Now you understand that, but think about the 1 week later. If you have background knowledge or fully understand those lessons, I mean, not now, but 1 week later, at least 3 days later, check about this key point again. So thank you for watching, and let's see you next class. Bye bye.